Now, I absolutely love this story here. This story has always puzzled me. But I do want to say that the video that I am about to show you, the authenticity has never been confirmed. But what actually is confirmed to be true, in 2003, a German-led expedition of archaeologists believed they found Gilgamesh's tomb. The Epic of Gilgamesh, written by a Middle Eastern scholar 2,500 years before the birth of Christ, commemorated the life of the ruler of the city of Uruk, from which Iraq gets its name. Now, like I said, in 2003, a German-led expedition believed they discovered what is thought to be the entire city of Uruk, including where the Euphrates once flowed, the last resting place of its famous king. Now, there is a conspiracy theory to be had here because people do believe the war in Iraq centered around Gilgamesh's tomb. Intelligence was given to the United States that Gilgamesh's tomb had been discovered, and thus we invaded Iraq. Now, what also is true is that the United States did loot over 5,000 antiques from Iraq, and one of these antiques were the Gilgamesh Dream Tablet. Now, many people do question how did the United States get a hold of these antiques, including the Dream Tablet, so that does put more weight that they went there to Iraq to loot the Gilgamesh tomb. So then, if the United States denies the reason they were in Iraq to loot the tomb of Gilgamesh, then how did they come a hold of the Gilgamesh Dream Tablet? Well, as alleged in the government's amended complaint, in 2003, a United States antiquities dealer purchased the Gilgamesh Dream Tablet, encrusted with dirt and illegible, from a family member of a coin dealer in London. The antiquities dealer and a United States cuneiform expert shipped the tablet to the United States by international post without declaring formal entry. So they were pretty much sneaking this into the United States. Now, after the tablet was imported and cleaned, experts in the cuneiform recognized it as bearing a portion of the Gilgamesh epic, in which the protagonist describes his dreams to his mother. The protagonist's mother interprets the dreams as a foretelling of the arrival of a new friend. She tells her son, "You will see him again and your heart will laugh." The names of the hero Gilgamesh and the character who becomes his friend, Enkidu, are replaced in his tablets with the names of the deities Sin and E. The tablet measures approximately 6 inches by 5 inches and is written in the Akkadian language, which is spoken in ancient Mesopotamia. Now, going back to the German archaeologists, they state they do not definitely want to say it's the grave of King Gilgamesh, but it looks very similar to that described in the epic. Now, they state in the book, actually a set of inscribed clay tablets, Gilgamesh was described as having been buried under the Euphrates, in a tomb apparently constructed when the waters of the ancient river parted after his death. The archaeologists continue to state, "We found just outside the city an area in the middle of the former Euphrates River, the remains of such a building, which could be interpreted as a burial." The archaeologists stated the amazing discovery of the ancient city under the Iraqi desert had been made possible by modern technology. By differences in magnetization in the soil, you can look into the ground. The difference between the mud bricks and the sediments in the Euphrates River gives a very detailed structure. Now, this creates what is known as a magnetogram, which is then digitally mapped, effectively giving a town plan of Uruk. Now, what is surprising by this technology is that the archaeologists found structures that were already described by Gilgamesh. Now, the archaeologists covered more than 100 hectares. Now, 1 hectare equals to 100 acres. What they found were garden structures and field structures as described in the epic, and they have found Babylonian houses. But the archaeologist states the most astonishing find was an incredibly sophisticated system of canals, stating very clearly we can see in the canals some structures showing that flooding destroyed some houses, which means it was a highly developed system, saying it's like Venice in the desert. Now, if the archaeologists found exactly what Gilgamesh stated in the epic, it's not outside the realm of possibility that they would find his tomb as well, exactly as it's stated in the epic. Well, did they find Gilgamesh's tomb? Well, we don't know. There have been 0 updates to this article, 0 updates to this story. No archaeologist has come out further to what they have found. because during that time, what was taking place in the news was Iraq, but it was the invasion of Iraq by the United States. Now, archaeologists stated they found this legendary city of Gilgamesh in April of 2003. The invasion of Iraq by the United States forces occurred only 1 month. It went from March 20th of 2003 to May 1st of 2003. So the timing of the United States forces really aligns with the German archaeologist. So did they recover everything they needed from the tomb of Gilgamesh and Gilgamesh himself? Now, we don't know exactly what the government or archaeologists recovered in this location in Iraq, but on December 13th, 2018, there was a Freedom of Information Act requested by one Denitra D. Senegar, requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body, and the location of the buried Nephilim. Now, I do want to make it clear that anybody can make a FOIA request, but the theory is that this Denitra D. Senegar happens to be Hillary Clinton. Well, then how would theorists make that connection when just anybody can make a Freedom of Information request? Now, here's the thing. Searching the name Denitra D. Senegar, it brings up nothing of significance, and it's possibly an alias. Going to the virtual reading room of Clinton emails and search for Nephilim, it returns 0 results. However, if you search the name Denitra D. Senegar, 12,726 results return. Now, more than likely, this is a code name for Hillary Clinton, because I highly doubt Hillary Clinton would use her own name to search for Gilgamesh, his resurrection chamber, and fallen Nephilim. The file would not show up under Clinton's secret emails because the request was not sent from this account. The request was to the State Department from Clinton's code name. It should also be noted that December 13, 2018 was the date that the file was actually received and not the actual send date. Now, just like the archaeologists, this Freedom of Information Act request was closed and nothing more has come out of it. There have been no updates or why this person was even researching this information. Now, Gilgamesh is known as the king of the Nephilim, and also the Nephilim are known as giants. They are known as either the offspring of fallen angels, or they are known as fallen angels themselves. But it is more theorized that the Nephilim are the children of the fallen angels. They are the giants. Now, I do find this very fascinating because we are in a time where people, whether it's the Miami Mall in Brazil, the Las Vegas family, and so forth, are reporting seeing 10-foot beings. So there are a lot of people that do believe what people are seeing, these 10-foot beings, are the actual Nephilim. In 2018, a request was received for the location of King Gilgamesh, his resurrection chamber, and the Nephilim, the buried Nephilim. And now, 5 to 6 years later, people are reporting seeing 10-foot tall beings. Now, the video footage I am showing you is purported to be the tomb of King Gilgamesh taken by the archaeologists, but fact checkers have come along and saying that this is a hoax. This is a hoax video, it's been debunked. Now, like I said, after archaeologists stated they believe they found the city that was ruled by King Gilgamesh, there have been absolutely no updates from these archaeologists, save for this video that was released 20 years later. Now, it is believed that the actual archaeologists that were discovering this city and found this tomb took this video. But this video does originate from TikTok, or so the fact checkers state. Now, if this video does indeed originate from TikTok, then that does raise some alarms. It does raise some questions about the authenticity of this video. But then again, we can't really trust fact checkers either, as I've proven in my previous community post. Now, this person who posted the video at JessicaLove9578 on TikTok, now like I said, she posted this video. We don't know if she was the first one to post this video or this was her re-uploading this video, but she stated that she found footage of the Gilgamesh tomb, far exceeding her expectations. It's beautiful. You can pull this off the Freedom of Information Act. This is legit. It's Hillary Clinton requesting the information. Originally, it was hacked. Anybody who doesn't know the Tomb of Gilgamesh situation, they found the tomb of Gilgamesh in Iraq. And as soon as they did, before the story broke out, the American government set up camp on their territory, kicked out all the media, went down into the tomb, removed a bunch of stuff, and the story disappeared. Now, even though she is a TikToker, a broken clock is right twice a day, and she is correct here. This story did disappear after the archaeologists found this city. Now, there is another thing that might make this a hoax as well. In the video, there is a front page of a newspaper with the date of 2008, Saturday, May 5th, 2008. So if this newspaper was not digitally enhanced into the video, if this was not put into the video to discredit the video, then there is no way this could have been taken in 2003. Now, even if this video is a hoax, it does sound like the United States government did find something in this location in Iraq, and since then, it's been hushed up. Is it possible what they found in Iraq, this resurrection chamber and this nephilim, is connected to all this UFO and alien talk today? Now, we do know that Congress is shying away from the fact that these entities, these aliens, these fallen angels, these demons, whatever you want to call them, come from another planet. And they are now saying that they are interdimensional. Maybe they did resurrect Nephilim or fallen angels, and they can no longer be contained. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.